Mark Hunt vows to go out swinging as finish line nears on UFC career. As Mark Hunt begins his farewell tour from the UFC, he cannot help but feel like he is being pushed out. The veteran Kiwi heavyweight takes on rising American Curtis Blaydes in the co-main event of UFC 221 in Perth on Sunday, one of 3 fights remaining on his contract with the world's premier mixed martial arts promotion. As the flag-bearer for combat sports in Australasia for the best part of 2 decades, it should be a time to celebrate his decorated career, and there is no doubt his legion of fans will do just that. But the former K1 champion is not feeling the love from his employers, and hasn't for the last 18 months. Hunt has been at odds with the UFC over their doping policy since former opponent Brock Lesnar was found to have used performance-enhancing drugs ahead of their bout in July 2016, with the 43-year-old launching legal action in response. The relationship soured further last September when Hunt was sensationally pulled from headlining a card in Sydney due to medical concerns, stemming from a first-person piece with an Australian website. Hunt stressed at the time that he had been cleared to fight by specialists but was still ordered to undergo testing by the UFC's medical experts in Las Vegas before he was ultimately cleared. And Super Samoan admits the constant battles outside of the octagon have taken a toll. "I feel like I'm being pushed to the outside, yet I've done nothing wrong," Hunt told Stuff. "I've gone to work, I've done my job, and I feel like I've been pushed out because of what I'm speaking up about. It shouldn't be like that. I get the light shone on me and get called a whinger, but I've done nothing wrong here. It's all these other guys that are taking shortcuts to get to the top, and I feel ostracized in my place of work." Hunt, 13-11-1-1 still has a passion for MMA and reiterated his desire to fight 3 more times once his contract comes to an end. Yet that does not mean he has given up on his dream of becoming UFC heavyweight champion. Time is clearly not on his side, but, ranked 5th in the division, victory in his next 2 fights could open the door for a fairy tale finish in his UFC swan song. Hunt is a straight shooter and will never stop speaking his mind on important issues. But he is keen to cut out the distractions in what is likely to be his last year in the UFC. "It makes you feel down about competing at the top end because all you're supposed to do is fight to try and win the world title. But when fighting on 2 fronts it doesn't work," he said. "It's not easy to focus on more than one thing. I can't multitask. I need to focus on one thing solely." Having spent $100,000 on training camp expenses in Thailand, missing the Sydney event proved costly for Hunt, while he was also robbed of the chance to compete in front of family in his hometown. But if there was a silver lining to the ordeal, it is that back-to-back training camps Hunt has prepared for the Blaydes bout on the Gold Coast has left him in some of the best shape of his career. Blaydes, 26, is one of the heavyweight division's young stars, having worked his way up to 9th in the rankings with an 8-1 record. Blaydes comes from a wrestling background, and Hunt has had problems with top-level wrestlers in the past. But he has a simple plan to keep his rival at bay. "I train with a lot of guys that are good grapplers and wrestlers. To negate him I've got to elbow him and punch him in the face. That's how it all works. You've got to earn your spot in this division," He's relatively new, so we'll see if he deserves to be in the top end. UFC 221 was originally headlined by middleweight champion Robert Whittaker's maiden title defense against Luke Rockhold before the New Zealand-born Whittaker withdrew due to injury. Rockhold will instead face Yoel Romero in the main event. The card has a strong Kiwi flavour, with Hunt joined by Israel Adesanya, who is making his long-awaited UFC debut against Rob Wilkinson, while Hamilton's Luke Jum takes on Dickie Abe. UFC 221, Romero vs Rockhold, featuring Mark Hunt vs Curtis Blades in the co-main event Sunday 12:30 p.m. NZ time, Perth Arena, Perth.